It's the 30th anniversary of Pokemon, and we got some huge news in today's Direct. Pokemon Generation 10 has been officially revealed. Pokemon Winds and Waves. We have an official release date for Pokemon Champions for Nintendo Switch, and we finally know the abilities of Mega Greninja, Mega Delphox, and Mega Chestnut. Let's jump right into it. It is official, Generation 10 of Pokemon is Pokemon Winds and Pokemon Waves, coming exclusively to the Nintendo Switch 2 in 2027. The first thing I thought when I heard that date was, okay, another year of Scarlet and Violet. 5 years of Scarlet and Violet is wild, but obviously Pokemon Champions releases next month. We'll talk a little bit more about that. We'll be talking about the abilities for the 3 stars that we finally have for Pokemon Champions, and obviously we'll have some more stuff coming soon. So Pokemon Winds and Waves comes out in 2027. We don't know when that comes out in 2027. It doesn't have to be fall of 2027, even though Pokemon releases are usually them. Could still be January, could be February based on the Legend releases, but it is the official Generation 10, so who knows. But it coming out in 2027 is a good thing, right? A game coming out later typically means more time to work on it and more love, and I know we've all wanted that for when it comes to Pokemon. So from that point of view, obviously it's a good thing. From a competitive channel that wants to play the hell out of this game and play through and use the new Pokemon is rough, but Pokemon Champions comes soon, so I'm excited for that. So Pokemon Winds and Waves honestly looks really good. I mean, it's exclusively on Switch 2. You have to have a Switch 2 for it to happen. And we obviously have the main characters right here. I'll look at the starters real quick, but I'm going to pick the fire starter always. But we have Browt, the Bean Chick Pokemon. So this is your grass type starter. Obviously, we know Overgrow and everything like that. Kind of expecting it to be grass fighting when it evolves. Grass ground could be cool. It's the Chickpea Pokemon. So I think that's those are the 2 that really come to mind with that. But obviously, let me know your type before. Don't be Grass Rock or anything like that, please. We have the Pomeranian Pombon. This will be my starter. I am almost exclusive fire starter, or if I pick the grass type. But I'm really hoping for new typings when we come into the new starters as well. So necessarily again, this is just theory mono. We're just talking a little about it. I'll go more into the more official information in a second, but I want to talk about this because I like, I'm a dog guy, right? I got 2 dogs. So I'm hoping for Fire Fairy, Fire, Ground, just some good offensive typing on the starters. I think the starters from Generation 9 are some of the best starters we have. Generation 8 has phenomenal starters, right? Especially with their hidden abilities specifically. So I'm hoping that they continue that trend for Generation 10. And then we have Gecqua, Gecqua, which looks cool as hell here. Though it kind of reminds you of obviously Inteleon and Sobble, which are all the same, as well as Greninja vibes, but it's a gecko. So I'm a fan of that. Then we have the new, looks like shiny Pikachus, but I love that they're shiny because they have a tan in this, which makes sense for Winds and Waves. Either way, we don't have too much information for Pokemon Winds and Waves. There was a little bit more given in terms of on Twitter, but not really too much. Just the fact that it comes out in 2027. Again, very exciting for Pokemon. Looks like it looks good based on the trailer so far. Obviously, it's not final gameplay or anything at all, but it was moving nice and it's on the Switch too. Can I also just say that it's nice to pick the guy and not look completely terrible? I think ZA also did a good job with it as well, but the guy actually looks all right. So I'm very happy about that. Next month, Pokemon Champions is coming out for the Nintendo Switch. Unfortunately, the mobile release is going to be coming out a little bit later. I saw on Twitter that they said in summer. I'm hoping it's early summer, not late summer. We know that Pokemon Worlds will be played on Pokemon Champions, but it coming out on Switch is great for people who own Switches. But the whole big thing about Pokemon Champions is that it should be accessible to everybody, and that's the biggest thing for Pokemon. And this is the thing they're going to be focusing on this year, obviously. So I'm hyped for that. But because we have a release date, we actually got some screenshots from in-game that reveal the abilities of Mega Delphox, Mega Chestnut, and Mega Greninja. So Mega Delphox has Levitate. Kind of expected. That's also what we had in the Legends ZA metagame itself. So it does have Levitate. You can see here, Garchomp going for Earthquake, and its ability ended up activating. We'll talk a little bit about that all in a second. And then we have a Mega Chestnut, who is, I believe, blocking an Aura Sphere here, so it does have Bulletproof. I'll talk a little bit about that in a second as well. And then we have Protean Mega Greninja. So basically, all 3 of the abilities we kind of had. Correct. A few things I want. When it comes to Protean from Greninja, I want Protean to be upgraded back to the original, right? it's not like this Mon can terrestrialize. They had it the way it was because of Terra. Maybe they won't do it this way just because obviously in Pokemon Champions, there is the ability to Terra. There's the ability to Dynamax and do all these things, so they don't want to do that. But I would love Protean to go back the original way, but I assume the way Protean is going to work is kind of how we had it work in-game, right? Like if as a regular Greninja, you go for Ice Beam and you go for an Ice Move, but then you Mega Evolve and you go for Hydro Pump, you'll become a Water type after that, at least once. This is still extremely good on this Gren. I know we were using a lot of low kick and stuff, so I think Protean is fine. Honestly, didn't really... Like people were talking about Technician and things like that. Like it buffing Water Shuriken doesn't really... I don't think it's that great. Like, it doesn't really do much else for it. Oh, man, my Shadow Sneak is good. Who cares? Like, I want strong Ice Beams. I have this high speed. I need to be able to be a powerful attacker and use it. Now, Chestnut having Bulletproof is good and whatever, right? So, Chestnut having Bulletproof, it already has Bulletproof as a regular Pokemon. That's great. Being able to completely wall Pokemon like Goldengo. And I say completely wall when it comes to this base 115 and 88 because even Mega Rain is not two-shotting you, which is crazy if you run Spadef on this guy. So Bulletproof is nice because you're immune to the moves like that. What I want them to do is I want them to expand on Bulletproof though and actually include a few more moves. The reason Moonblast isn't considered like a bullet move is because of its name. Its actual name, like not Moonblast, but it's a Japanese name. So it's not really considered like a ball or anything like that. And I really hope they kind of upgrade Bulletproof to do that. Because, I mean, if you're going to give me the Mega Chestnut, make it a better Pokemon. Imagine Mega Chestnut. Now, I think that would actually make this Mon really broken because it'd make it really difficult to deal with. Since Moonblast is the most used move on fairies in the tier. Like, Enamorus not being able to touch you. Iron Valiant not being able to touch you. At least Hatterene can go for, like, Psychics or Draining Kiss if it really wants to. So, I don't know if I necessarily need it to have this buff. But Bulletproof is obviously just a great addition in general. And I wouldn't mind an upgrade to that. And I think Delphox having Levitate is really cool because it means it doesn't have to worry about obviously Earthquakes. In doubles, it'll be nice as the partner next to Garchomp or anything like that, right? That's good for specifically doubles. But like it doesn't get to take advantage of the Psychic Terrain boost, which is unfortunate. So if you pair it with Indeedee, yeah, your Expanding Force will hit both, but you won't have the boost specifically from Psychic Terrain because you're not touching the ground. So there's trade-offs for that. Maybe Earth Eater could have been better, but it doesn't make sense for Earth Eater. These are the abilities we kind of guessed for these Pokemon originally when they first came out. So I am okay with them. I think that I would have liked Magic Guard a little bit more on Delphox just because not having to worry about Stealth Rock and things like that. But having Levitate, having access to Encore as well, and being able to come in on extreme speed, on Earthquakes from Dragonite, from Garchomp, and locking them in, I think is really, really big. It has a good enough speed tier, but it is obviously slower than like Mega Lopunny and things like that. So its speed tier was good in the original ZA metagame before we got the DLC and we got all these monsters, and you really didn't see it much after that. I believe this is something we already saw or at least heard of, but there will be a battle pass that's free and also paid for in Pokemon Champions. Kind of expected, right? I really hope the majority of it is just free to play and you can earn it while playing, which they've shown you can get Pokemon and things like that. But yeah, Megastone being locked behind is kind of like, oh no, I went to Worlds and I couldn't get, Mega Garchomp because I didn't have $2 in game. But ideally, again, it's just mainly stuff you earn. I played a lot of games with battle passes, and some I paid for and some I haven't, and I've still been able to progress from both. But I'm hoping that this is one of the ones that you'll easily be able to progress without paying. That's for sure. But obviously, as someone who plays Pokemon for a living, I will pay if need be. But that's not the same for everybody, and I understand situations are always different. So, yeah, going to Sarah B, it says it will feature a battle pass with both free and paid rewards, including Megastones and Pokemon you can add to your roster. You can recruit Pokemon with VP earned from battles. 2500 BP gives you a permanent recruit, which I believe we had already seen last time we got Pokemon Champions info on their official site. I believe we'll be getting ZA connectivity with Home as well, most likely in April around the time. I hope it will also have Pokemon Home connectivity on release. Yeah, exactly. I'm hoping that we get some maybe data mine early or something where we can actually get the abilities of the rest of the Megas, because I'm obviously excited to use them in Champions. What do you guys think, at least about the future of competitive in terms of Champions? I think VGC players are obviously going to be eating singles and draft. I think it's going to really depend on if we can do 6v6 private matches. They did show we can do private matches, and it did show you can have 6 Pokemon, but it did see bring 3 on the official site. But I'm sure they'll give us customized. They have to, right? Like it says, you can select the format and battle against your family. Again, this is all information we knew, and they have the ability to show all 6 of them. They got this really bland stage here, though. I'm not gonna lie, for this, I'd be really sad to see this, but hopefully that's customizable and changing. Anyway, what do you guys think? I do think, again, the wait for Generation 10 is more than likely a net positive more than anything else. Just the game having a chance to look, it already looks better than Scarlet and Violet, right? Like just from the trailer alone, but the trailer isn't actually the official gameplay at the end of the day. How do you feel about Mega Chestnut, Mega Delphox's, and Mega Greninja's abilities? Size spam people in shambles when it comes to VGC. But Levitate's so cool. I feel like it has a lot. Again, just being immune to the spikes, the sticky web as well. Just being a fire type that doesn't have to worry about that, especially after you Mega Evolve. But more importantly, of course, being immune to that Earthquake is really, really nice. We've already seen Delphox put in work in Legends ZA. And I think the Encore sets are going to be really, really cool. I think it's also really nice on opposing like webs and stuff, because there are Mega Pokemon that are obviously faster than it, like Greninja, Lopunny, Manectric, etc., etc. So on opposing webs, I think it'll be a really cool option. I'm always trying to think about the metagame, and what do you guys think of Pokemon Wave and Pokemon Winds? I know some people said they weren't really too attached to the starters. At the end of the day, it's just a little baby mascot. I'm always here for what the final evolution looks like. But, I mean, I'm also an old head, right? My favorite star is Charmander, so what can I say? But yeah, let me know down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. And Pokemon Champions soon. Also, Pokepia, whatever the hell it's called, however you pronounce it. We got it on Thursday. I'm excited to play. Tap in. Hopefully everybody can connect to my village and join it. I'm really hoping that's what happens, because that's what I want to do with that. But I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace, guys.